1 day, 2 games. How is Patrick Mahomes' ankle?
I'm not coming out of a playoff game unless they take me out.
Can Brock Purdy keep doing the improbable?
Pretty good.
So many tough questions to answer at the podium this week. I can't imagine what it must be like to be a head coach.
We're also going to need an update on what your food of choice was for the Niners-Cowboys game.
Little Caesars.
I guess I can imagine. They're just like us.
A wise man once said to me, pizza, pizza.
Game Day View presented by Little Caesars, the official pizza sponsor of Super Bowl 57, starts now.
Hello, welcome to Game Day View. We are inching closer and closer. My name is Rich Bananas, Greg Rosenthal, Cynthia Freeland, Patrick Claybon. Guys, let's just take a little moment. At the top of every single show, we like to congratulate who did really well.
Yeah, I'm in first place, though, right?
Okay, well, let's just hold on, Greg. Okay, as far as I'm concerned, the regular season never happened. It's all about the playoffs, baby. Somebody went 4-0 last weekend. Her name is Rachel. Somebody went 4-0 last week. Greg, how do you feel?
I want those overall numbers. I feel annoyed because you guys made me change my 49ers Cowboys pick.
Well, you should have held strong.
Yeah,
that's
on me.
Real analyst does.
Nobody made you do anything.
Okay, it's time for In It to Win It, presented by Intuit TurboTax. It is way too early to pick the games. We have an hour show, okay, people? Buckle in. So let's talk about these games in as many ways as possible before we say who wins, okay? We're going to make you wait for it. The viewers love that, right? Greg, let's start with Bengals-Chiefs. Give me a player to watch that is on offense.
Yeah, I'm digging deep into the tape study
Let's
this
do it,
week.
baby.
Let's go with
Buckle up,
Patrick
boys.
Mahomes, the best player I've seen enter the NFL in the last 20
I'm gonna write this name down.
years. And you know what? He's not the 2018 Mahomes. That's why I think he can survive this injury. See this throw from last week? This is after the injury. Andy Reid can still scheme up wide open players, even with the injury. How about this throw? Great arm strength outside the numbers. Still showed that after the injury. And then, of course, we saw that he could move enough in the pocket to still improvise. I'm not expecting him to run all over the place, but it doesn't matter. He's not the same guy he was when he entered the league. He can win before the snap. He can win in so many different ways. He's so good in the pocket that, I don't know. I'm not worried about Patrick Mahomes. I'm worried about the Bengals defense.
It's incredible, like, the coverage on Patrick Mahomes' injury this week. No boot. Rich Eisen came on Bench with Bonetta this week and said he's been on podium watch, literally watching how Patrick Mahomes has gotten down off the podium.
And he looks pretty comfortable.
Zooming into his step count going down the stairs.
Us out and, like, fake. They'd be like, oh.
Like, then it just turns
so
into
much
like
better.
a goals celebration, touchdown celebration. Okay. Cynthia, who's your player to watch on offense?
Okay, so we've done a good job of staying really, really good to our bosses. We love the NFL.
Yes,
and what we're going to do is I'm going to say that Joe Mixon's going to rush a lot of times. There's going to be a lot of attempts. I want you to watch for it. I want you to watch very closely that it's going to happen a lot. He may not get a lot of yards when doing so because that's not really their game. There are 3 offensive linemen missing, and I understand that didn't seem to matter against the Bills. But when you're watching Joe Mixon, he's going to be able to pick up blitzes, but also when you use him, how many times is he going to attempt to run the ball? A lot, Greg.
Okay.
A lot. I want you to watch
See
that.
what you're putting down here.
I think I did a really good job of
You
that.
sounded very threatening while you were saying it. It's like you're smiling, but you're saying, I'm going to ruin your life.
A lot.
All I'm trying to say is that
A lot of rushing attempts.
a lot of attempts.
Okay.
They're going to be, a lot.
Okay.
A lot.
Okay.
An excessive number of attempts.
What have you got a lot of? Who's your offensive player?
I've got a lot of T. Higgins because obviously, like, nobody's going to take their eyes off of Jamar Chase. But what you can't see on the broadcast is where the safeties are. You're looking at it, it's like, I wonder where the safeties, you know who can see where the safeties are? That's Joe Burrow. And the Kansas City Chiefs play split safety shell more than anybody in the NFL, 57% of the time. That's the highest in the league. T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd, top 4 in terms of yards, over expectations, facing that coverage. I know Jamar Chase is going to get a lot of attention because he should. He's spectacular. T. Higgins is going to make a play that's ultimately going to it's going to determine some things. I'm not going to tell you what it's going to do right now because Rachel,
It's going to decide the fate of the game.
We have so much show left.
I know. We just need to tease it out.
the Heisman Trophy.
A couple of winks, a couple of nudges here. Okay, we've got some very fun defenses to watch this weekend as well. So let's stick with this game. Greg, give me somebody on the defensive side that you're keeping your eye on.
I'm going with the Bengals defensive end, Trey Hendrickson. Only Saints fans knew that nickname. Trey Hendrickson entered the league, believe back in 2017. Patrick, do you know who led the league in pressure rate in 2021?
Better have the answer.
That was Trey Hendrickson.
Cynthia, do you know who led the league in pressure rate this season, according to Next Gen?
Trey Hendrickson.
Trey Hendrickson. Do you know who's led the league, Rachel?
Trey Hendrickson!
In pressure rate since he entered the league. I mean, by that number, he's the best pass rusher in the league. I'm not going to go that far, but he is the guy matched up against Andrew Wiley this week, who I think is the weaker of the tackles for the Chiefs. And he got a lot of pressure on Joe Burrow in Week 13. He got pressure on him earlier when they played last season. So watch out for Trey.
Okay,
He likes him.
You're also going to watch out for Chris Jones because you know who has the most interior pressures this season?
Chris Jones.
Okay,
that's
this
right.
is too easy, these quizzes.
These quizzes?
Give me one.
Fine. I can make it a little bit harder for
Okay,
you
let's
if you
go.
like. Okay. So, look, I'll think of something in the next break, but I want to talk about my Chris Jones point. But, look, we went a little bit too far. First we said, and I said it, the Bengals are going to lose because they don't have their O-lineman. Then we went too far. Joe Burrow doesn't need O-lineman. The truth is it actually does need his O-lineman, and Chris Jones does have the most pressures rushing from the interior. That's the faster one, closer to the quarterback. So that's going to be hard to overcome in this matchup.
Ooh, that's interesting.
A lot of great defensive players in this game. And one more quiz. Do you guys know a defensive player that Joe Burrow stepped up to and said he plays on the interior defensive line, and you guys aren't talking about him enough?
It's whoever you picked for defensive
Yeah,
team.
DJ Reader.
Absolutely right.
Woo, nailed it.
DJ Reader. We don't spend enough time
He's
talking
huge.
about DJ Reader.
He's
so
a large
I will.
man.
Because the pressure numbers aren't always there, but he just consistently makes plays. He forces turnovers. He pressures the pocket. And when you consider the fact that Patrick Mahomes' passer rating drops 61 points when he's under pressure, and despite what Patrick is saying, despite what the injury, we all saw his ankle bend. I think there's going to be a situation where DJ Reader makes Patrick Mahomes do something that he does not
Big
want
man.
to do.
That's a big man.
But we've been on boot watch this entire week. Does that mean nothing to you?
It does
Doesn't need it.
because it's not an NFL game. It's just different.
Easier.
Okay.
Walk it.
We're going to keep on making you wait for this, people. Okay, we're going to talk about the total in this game. The line in the Bengals-Chiefs game has been crazy. Okay, last Sunday, the Chiefs opened up as a 3-point favorite. Okay, but then came all the concern about Mahomes' ankle. By midweek, the Bengals were slight favorites and actually got up to 2.5-point favorites, but the Chiefs have come storming on back. They've got the slight edge as of Friday. So it is time to talk over-under. The over-under is currently at 48. I don't even remember somebody giving me this. I've just been focused on football. I am going way over. I want points. I know the defense and attacking Joe. No. Take the day off, okay? You got Joe Burrow, and you got Patrick Mahomes with no boot. I want so many points. I'm going to cry happy tears.
Well, I've got the most points, so that means I'm the best. I got the most right picks this year, too. I'm watching out to see if Steve Spagnuolo sends the blitz a little more at Joe Burrow. He didn't much in the regular season matchup. It didn't matter. There were no big plays for the Bengals, but they just went up and down the field. So will Spags, your guy, be a little more aggressive?
He will be, but there's still going to be more points than just 48, whatever that number was that you said. More than. I don't think I have the most. You have the most, right? I think I have it to be the closest to that number, but.
Okay.
Oh, it's like those financial TV shows where America's been tricked. Like, green is good. Yeah, it is. It is. The green thing means everybody's going to score points. We don't know who's going to win the game on this show yet, but there's going to be a lot of
Oh, what a tease. That's why he's a professional. That is why. Okay, well, whatever your game day looks like, NFL Plus has you covered. Watch every playoff game in Super Bowl 57 live on mobile. Either way, it doesn't matter. It's on your phone. 45-minute game replays with NFL Plus Premium and more. This is the NFL for every fan. This is football freedom. This is your game on the go. Go to plus.nfl.com and sign up now. Mobile?
Chop your head off now.
Mobile.
Or Mobile.
Mobile.
Mobile, Senior
Now I'm
Bowl,
just-
coming.
You know who's mobile?
Who's that?
Some of these guys. That's for sure. That one right there. Mobile. All right, we're talking this big game coming up next. Don't go anywhere. We're not going to pick it, though. Okay? We're not picking it yet.
So what's happening with the draft?
The San Francisco 49ers select Brock Purdy.
Are you serious?
True story.
Mr. Irrelevant to many, he becomes extremely relevant now.
We're pretty good.
Who is this guy?
That one pretty good.
Touchdown! San Francisco, Mr. Relevant.
Brock is looking pretty good.
I take it all back. I take it back. I'm thrilled you're on the team.
All right, Cynthia Niners, I refuse to curb my enthusiasm for Brock Purdy.
Hey.
Sounded better in my head. Tell me why he's still the player to watch this weekend.
Well, because of Kyle Shanahan is why. Because when I looked at that game last week, I noticed something. I noticed that they used a lot of empty sets, which really gave him a really good clue as to what the defense was going to do. Brock Purdy, in that last game, almost 23% of dropbacks, empty formations, which meant you got to see, is it zone, is it man? It was like a little cheat sheet. And Kyle Shanahan is masterful with this. So as I'm looking to see, okay, well, how is Kyle Shanahan going to trick? You got Debo, you got Brandon, you got all of the guys. Christian McCaffrey allegedly healthy. We heard that today. So I think when you're watching this, it's all of the different ways that Kyle Shanahan could scheme him open and use those empty formations to just tip off. Just go there. And that's how Brock Purdy really, against the Cowboys, was really exceptional.
Offensive Rookie of the Year finalist. Like, have we ever even seen something like this?
Like, I was impressed by the throws he didn't make because the Cowboys had such good coverage, and that's because he knows his running game can take care of things, and that's Christian McCaffrey. That's who I am watching here. Look, he didn't finish out the game against the Cowboys because of that calf injury. We saw him getting treatment on the sideline, but he's not on the injury report. Elijah Mitchell, who finished out that game, is questionable and didn't practice all week. To me, the game is all about San Francisco's running game because this is the one mismatch we have. Philadelphia's run defense has not been good all year. I think the Eagles are so much better when they play with a lead. So if the 49ers can run the ball and keep a lead, keep Purdy healthy, it's all about CMC. This is why they gave up all those picks, all the money. This is why they got him.
Yeah, scoring points helps, especially when you're playing against, remember the guy that was an MVP candidate? And all of a sudden, of course, we have a guy who was picked last in the draft. He came out here after the draft. I got to meet him. He's a very nice person.
Okay,
Brock Purdy's great. But make it a minimum of 200 attempts. Do you know who the best passer in the NFL against zone defense is?
I do.
It's Jalen Hurts. Yes. And the reason we have to make it a minimum of 200 is because Brock Purdy would actually be number one. But don't disregard that. Disregard that.
Don't let details
I am looking at Devontae Smith in this game. He is my offensive player to watch because the Eagles have three guys that are over 100 yards this season in terms of yards over expected against zone coverage because Jalen can distribute against zone. And who's the most likely target in many of these spots? It's going to be the guy with the most receptions on the team. I've got Smitty this weekend against the 49ers.
Ooh, all right. Well, you've got two very impressive defenses in this game, so let's talk about the defensive side with this team's. Who's a player to watch?
So I'm going with Josh Sweat. And that's a name you haven't heard a lot of this. You're like, why Josh Sweat? You could have gone with Hassan Reddick, who's been an absolute beast. Or how about Brandon Graham, the guy who helped lead them last time around and has over 10 sacks? But that's the point. Like, you can pick any single one of these guys, and they're all exceptional pass rushers. And there's a difference between the Eagles and the 49ers. They got 6 or 7 of those guys. The 49ers really don't right now. It's mostly Bosa and Armstead. And Sweat, to me, is the guy who's going to be matched up against Mike McGlinchey of the 49ers. To me, that is a mismatch. And if you can get some pressure on Purdy, when they blitzed them last week, it did not go well for your boy, Brock.
You're kind of my age group. When you ever see Josh Sweat or they say, do you think Keith Sweat at all? Does it ever come into your head? Because it does.
A little bit.
I'm looking here at the safeties for the Eagles, not named CJGJ, meaning the other guys, meaning Reed Blankenship, who's a rookie, and Epps. You got to see what happens when those two are in. If you have no Avonte Maddox, and you got to figure out that, like, Kyle Shanahan knows how to masterfully use the middle of that field. So when they're in and versus when they're not, it's a completely different set of circumstances. They've also allowed like 11 touchdowns, which is quite a few. So if there's one kind of area that's a hole, it's that. So I'm watching the middle of the field. Those safeties, they got to step it up.
Stepping up, because when you have teammates that look out for you like Cynthia Freeland, she takes not CJGJ, and that's because I would like to talk about CJGJ.
He's great. There you go. I did the asterisk there.
But because one group of people that don't get enough credit for the Eagles season are Mickey Loomis and Dennis Allen. Because CJGJ should still be in New Orleans, a candidate to lead the entire league in interceptions. He had the injury, slowed things down. But the Giants tried CJGJ a whole lot. He had a pass broke up. I'm interested to see how Jonathan Gannon uses him because he blitzed Danny Dimes twice last week. I think the way that this game goes could depend on how CJGJ.
Can you say CJGJ?
It's hard.
5 times fast.
5 times? CJGJ, 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 CJGJ.
Nailed it! Nailed it. I have nothing left to say.
Fantastic.
You take advantage of the moment.
Caught at the net. Chase straight ahead. Into the end zone. Touchdown!
Mr. Relevant. Y'all getting a show out of this, huh?
Tackled from behind. What a catch by George Kittle.
Mahomes magic.
Deebo Samuel all the way.
And the dynamite has detonated early with Christian McCaffrey.
Try to run forward and go to the end zone standing.
Down and Purdy, baby. Let's go.
He lets it fly. He is going deep, and it is caught for a touchdown. A.J. Brown.
Sam Hubbard scooped it up and ran the length of the field.
Woo, okay, it is time for Tip of the Cap presented by A New Era. We will also be tipping our picks here, but whatever, we'll save the scores for later. Okay, we're going to save the scores. Greg, who is scoring the most points on Championship Sunday?
Are we doing the thing where we're putting the hats on again?
I think so.
I'm putting on this Bengals hat then. It even says Paul Brown on the back. How about that? One of the big time forefathers of football. Look, the Bengals offense has answers everywhere. They can run in short yardage. They can break big plays running. They can pass the ball over the middle of the field. They can pass the ball deep. And by the way, I think they have the easiest matchup. Like, everyone's kind of talking about, oh, the Chiefs defense has been playing better. I think they're the worst defense playing this week. Do I have to put this back and
Are you guys going to share hats?
Hair juice on
Not going to share.
Hair juice?
Yeah.
Why do you have juice in your hair?
Not interested. Yeah, don't pick that hat for sure. Steer
I don't know how to deal with hair juice. I'm going with the Chiefs.
Wow.
You had the Bengals.
The easiest matchup, and I think it's the easiest what? Oh, I'm
That sounds exactly like Greg.
I wish my voice was that low. Manly. Yeah, that'd be nice.
That's it, I quit.
Okay, she's going Chiefs, Patrick.
I think the team that scores the most points, maybe the team that needs to score the most points, and I'm looking at a healthy offense, an offensive playmakers, an offense that's explosive, like every single argument between Greg Rosenthal and Cynthia.
Oh.
I've got the Bengals. Because we've seen Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow against this team so many times. How many answers can you have? I don't know if it's up to Steve Spagnuolo. Sometimes dudes just ball, and this group of dudes right here, they can ball.
They ball.
I was saying my voice is annoying and like.
You were
screechy,
self-deprecating.
and you were putting it low, like in a nice. Yeah.
You know, it's probably best to go to commercial. We're going to work on these too. I'll call in the therapist. We do have a team therapist just for these two alone. Coming up next, are we picking games? Is this for real?
We might have just picked one.
A game?
We might have just picked one.
Okay, not yet. We did pick the game just then, but we're going to give you our scores.
You better be on the side of the Chiefs, Rachel.
Ain't nothing better than be Fred Warner right now.
Boy, my life flashed before my eyes. You're really a heat-seeking missile.
Hey, Kittle!
Will throw for the back of the end zone. Caught by George Kittle.
It's National Tight Ends Day, dude. You were my gift.
Man, I done tripped over somebody's foot.
No, you didn't. That was all me.
I love you, dog.
You already know. I love you, man.
Just want to sack the quarterback, dude. It's not as easy as it looks.
Gotta make a play on the football, man. That's how we gonna win the game.
Can't agree more. Can we get in there? Oh, it's tight.
They gotta bring that today. Big play, Dre. Let's go. Yes.
Throwing straights.
You want to see Tom?
Good play, my man. You played great. Keep it up. Keep going. All right.
Stop.
Just trying to sack the quarterback, dude. That's all I want to do. All right, it's time for Over Under. Niners, Eagles, two of the best defenses this year. They're both unreal. I like the points, however. I just points fest all weekend. I don't care anymore. I want touchdowns galore.
So last week we were like over on everything and all the games were under. I'm going under in this game. I think both these defenses are great, and Cynthia has taught me over the years, good running games limits possessions, keeps the score down, and I think we'll see good running games.
Except that I disagree with you.
A little twist.
I just think it's too low, right? I don't think it's going to be an exceedingly point-heavy game, but I think 46.5 is too low.
Yeah, I'm with Cynthia here. Also, something I've learned from Cynthia, recency bias doesn't necessarily determine how many points are scored in the game, so I'm going to take the over here. Greg.
Love it. Love to see it. Just Greg. Okay, this guy or that guy. Greg, who throws for more touchdowns on Sunday? I love this. Jalen Hurts or Brock Purdy?
Ooh, I got to go Jalen Hurts. Patrick backed me up with some good numbers before. I'm not going to be that fancy. I'm just going to say he's really good at moving the defense with his eyes, and the way the 49ers linebackers play, a lot of times they're just kind of keen on what the quarterback is doing. So if you're a veteran, and I'm putting Jalen Hurts in that veteran category, the way that he is playing right now, he can manipulate them, get some touchdown passes.
If you're Jalen Hurts, do you like that your coach referred to you as Michael Jordan? Are you like, cool, cool, cool? Or are you like, please stop talking about me?
It's a little cringe.
It's crazy.
Jordan comparisons are kind of cringy.
Totally different.
It's his third season, so like let's just wait a little bit, right? You know, like I feel like I would really like my boss to like me that much, but you know.
Yeah,
like that. Could
Our boss says that Cynthia Freeland's the Michael Jordan of numbers.
That's
there's like one other person that does it. So
well, you're way better.
Yeah, exactly. You're the best of the best. Sin, Joe Burrow or Patrick Mahomes, more passing touchdowns?
Okay, so in this one, I have Joe Burrow with more passing touchdowns. I think if you look at the vulnerability of this Chiefs defense, it's on those 10-plus air yard passes. So they have the second highest passer rating given up to such passes, downfield passes. I think that's going to be the formula there. That's not necessarily who I think's winning, but that's going to be the formula. These are passing touchdowns.
Right, okay. A couple great tight ends in the early game, Patrick. Who has more touchdowns?
Yeah, I do think most of the Philly offense is going to come from the outside in the receivers. I've got George Kittle having more touchdowns because since Brock Purdy has come and started playing for the 49ers, George Kittle has been completely unlocked. We're getting like 2019 George Kittle right now, and I'm not going to pick against that.
Greggy, next question. Joe Mixon or Isaiah Pacheco? Who's scoring more?
I'm going to go Pacheco. He is running so well over the last 5 or 6 weeks. You saw what he did against the Jaguars running up the middle. I just like the way he moves. Like he seems to, his feet move more than any other running back per step. I don't know if that's an analytics thing, but you know what? Is analytics,
like a height thing.
Is the Cynthia Model 5000. My favorite model in the game, and a little tease for later. I think she likes another Bengals running back, so maybe Samaje Perine steals some of Joe Mixon.
Ooh, I like that. Okay, Sin, we've got a couple 6-foot wideouts, Debo and Devonta Smith. Who scores more this weekend?
I have Debo Samuel scoring more this weekend. Now, when I'm looking at third down, what do the Eagles do? They play zone. You know what you want to do in zone? You want to trick people. You know who's great at tricking people?
Kyle Shanahan.
Correct. Debo Samuel. Kyle Shanahan using Debo Samuel. So to me, that's why it's the more favorable output for this one.
Okay, I could play this guy or that guy all day, okay? One more, Travis Kelce or Jamar Chase. Who has more touchdowns?
Oh, it's touchdown, so it makes it tough. I know Lou Anarumo saw Travis Kelce catch the ball 14 times against the Jacksonville Jaguars, and I think Lou will say, hey, you know what? Why don't Marquez Valdez-Scantling or Juju Smith-Schuster, why don't those guys beat us? I'm not going to have Travis Kelce beat us. I think Jamar Chase has more touchdowns.
Okay, you'll love to see it. All right, NFL Knockout presented by Caesars Sportsbook is a free-to-play game on NFL.com. Win an exclusive VIP trip to experience the 2023 Pro Bowl, the 2023 NFL Draft, or Super Bowl 57 weekly. Answer 10 questions about Sunday's games and top the leaderboard to win a trip of a lifetime. Visit NFL.com/knockout to sign up, play, and win. You could be sitting next to Santa. Why do we have so many Santas?
Always my favorite promo.
A lot of
Santas
here. Oh. All right, coming up next, we're going to talk about how this is going to affect the game. Why do we have to show it again? We don't need to do that.
He's okay, though.
He's okay. We've been on boot watch all week.
He's built different.
He can speak at a podium.
Please just like,
he is.
Just stumble off the podium for us.
Hey, now's the time, bro. Now's the time. You know what's at stake. Yeah! Come on. Ah! Hey, boy, that was a good run. I know you felt that. You felt that too, huh?
Purdy, time, going to throw back right, and it is juggled. What a catch by George Kittle.
Hey, that's how you play. You having a day. Come on, D, let's go.
He snaps it back to Dak Prescott. He throws over the middle to Turpin. The game is over.
3, 1, 2, 3.
Isn't it wild that they already had a Swiss Army knife in Debo, and then they got essentially the same thing in Christian McCaffrey? It is absolutely crazy. Okay, time for more or less. The Niners running backs are both banged up. Does that mean Debo has more than 22.5 rushing yards?
It does, and that's the benefit of dual-wielding Swiss Army knives, because Debo Samuel has 3 games this season where he's averaged more than 10 yards a carry. He hasn't gone over 6 carries since that season opener where he had 8. But they've dialed it back. They've protected him. I think it's a break glass in case of emergency, and it's emergency.
Ooh, it's emergency time, baby. Going to the Super Bowl. Greg Purdy has 214 yards passing against the Cowboys last week. Will he have more or less than 218.5 against the Eagles?
I am going to say less. I said I like the running games. I also like the Eagles' defensive backs. Darius Slay picked up a couple years ago in that great trade. We've talked about Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. James Bradbury over the, late summer, they picked up James Bradbury for very little money. They did a great job. I don't think there's going to be as many open receivers for Brock Purdy this week as Jalen Hurts sees.
Ooh, 3 straight games without a catch from Miles Sanderson. Will he have more or less than 5.5 receiving yards on Sunday?
You know, I actually think this one's going to, this is a low number. I think it's going to be a little bit more. Why? Because he's actually not that great at picking up the blitz. So if he's in and it's a pass, it's probably going to him on a shorter pass. Use all of those different formations and configurations. Don't ask him to pick up any of those defensive linemen that are going to be coming for his quarterback's head. And just give him that little outlet pass. And then he just runs for like a first down and like a little bit more maybe. There you go. Maybe even not just like
one. Do you have a touchdown projected for him?
But more than 5.5 receiving yards.
There we go. It's time for Pizza Pizza. Pre-game predictions presented by Little Caesars. The game's on the line, Rachel. It all comes down to this. Just make the easy call. No, be brave. Go for 2. Oh my goodness.
Amazing.
You know, give an Oscar to the Mr. Pizza himself, Chris, who is inside of that costume. It had a fan. It had a fan, but he killed it.
That's a costume?
Give a coaching interview to Patrick over there. Going, I love the headset.
The play call was Hawaiian.
Okay, how about finally picking a game? Shall we do it? Let's do it. Patrick, the Chiefs are favored by 1.5. I'm sure that'll change another 15 times before kickoff. Who do you like to go to the Super Bowl?
I would like everybody to be healthy, but we saw it. We saw the video yet again before this block started.
Yep.
Patrick Mahomes limping. I have the Cincinnati Bengals in a classic, a score fest, potentially going down to the wire, 28-27, purely based off of the fact that Patrick Mahomes took that shot on his ankle, had to leave the game, had to get x-rays. It's just not enough time for me, despite the fact of what he's saying, despite what the injury report says. I just think playing a football game is a little bit different. I wish he was healthy. But 28-27 Cincinnati, because they're also playing good. They're also a very good football team.
They're scary.
I have a similar score, 30-27 Bengals. Also, Travis Kelce popped up on the injury report as questionable. He practiced all week, but that's a concern. But this is really about the Bengals, who found a way to close games because of their wide receivers. It's a wide receiver league. That's why you trade all those picks and pay all that money, and you have Jamar Chase and you have T. Higgins on the outside, but they don't just have to win on the outside. I'm thinking of that Week 13 matchup where they crushed the Chiefs by throwing in breakers to Higgins, who is just too big for those cornerbacks, and I think that's the mismatch. You have a quarterback in Joe Burrow who is not afraid to put it up, and you have 2 guys who don't need to be open to get the ball. So whether it's big plays or it's over the middle, Higgins and Chase get it done again.
Well, no, they don't. I have the Chiefs in this one, 26-20.
Plot twist.
Plot twist. They don't get it done. I understand, like, the Patrick Mahomes thing is a really big deal, but you know who's thrown the most touchdowns from a clean pocket? Like, with his offensive lineman protecting him, that'd be Patrick Mahomes. So I'm going to say that Andy Reid, with a week to figure this out. You know, we may not know what's going on with the ankle. The doctors are pretty much the only ones, but Andy knows. And if he has a week, you're giving Andy Reid a full week to game plan this. I'm not suggesting I'm happy that Patrick Mahomes is not going to be 100%, but if you're going to do it, at least have enough time to have plan A, B, C, D, E, and F. And Andy Reid will have all of those plans, including getting the running backs involved, and it's going to be nice, happy Andy Reid at the end of the day.
Greg, weren't you saying that you had the highest point total of all of us in this game? I see you're 30-27, and I raise you Bengals 31-30. You are incorrect,
It's all falling apart.
I'm going Bengals. Listen, I know that Patrick Mahomes, no boot. We've been on boot watch all week, okay? We've been paying close attention. But somebody said earlier, you know, it just takes one little weird move. It takes one defensive player to take him down. If we know anything about Patrick Mahomes, he's going to throw a what's-a-doodle that way, and he's going to be running this way. And, you know, something weird could happen. I hope it doesn't, but you never know. But just to show you how spicy this game is going to be, take a look at Mike Hilton after the game last week talking about this weekend. Take a look.
Yeah! We'll see y'all in Burrowhead. Yeah, baby. Let that sink in your mind. We'll see y'all in Burrowhead. Snowing.
Okay, so there was a response. There was a pretty spicy response from Chris Jones this week during press conferences. Take a look at this.
Same thing, same circumstances under Burrowhead Stadium, so feeling good about it.
Did you just say Burrowhead Stadium?
Yeah, Burrowhead Stadium, right? Yeah.
He actually said it 3 different times in that press conference before somebody was just like, wait, what are you calling it? Burrowhead? 3 different times. Did you see the anger on his face?
And yet you're sticking with the Bengals.
I'm sticking with the Bengals. I'm just saying how spicy it's going to be. I've got a close game. Cynthia's very excited about it. I just think it's going to be spicy.
It's a prime number, Dan.
I get a prime number with Patrick Mahomes
Go for it.
in Burrowhead Stadium. Are you kidding me?
Go for it.
Chiefs Kingdom, please. Screenshot, please. No, that's a joke, Greg.
That's going to be great. Okay, Cynthia's going with the Chiefs, and she likes the Chiefs running backs, especially high on her projections for Jerick McKinnon in this parlay. Take a look. All right, there you go, Cyn. You might have a victory lap next week.
I really hope so. Like, this is going to be an extra fun one. Patrick, look, all due respect to Joe Burrow. This is a great rivalry in general, but when I'm looking at Andy Reid and his ability to use Jerick McKinnon, I think he gets in the end zone. I think he has, I don't know, whatever those other numbers were, over 3.5 receptions. Come on. Over 28.5 rushing yards. This is just absolutely a Jerick McKinnon help your guy out situation. I love all of these.
All right. Coming up after the break, we are going to talk more of Championship Sunday. We're going to break this game down. We got one more score, one more game to pick as well. That's what Cynthia's going to be doing if she wins that one. Yeah! The
I'm gonna be like, welcome to Burrowhead Stadium.
Was that Greg again?
Whatever the like.
Very manly.
Thank you.
Want more stats? Just ask Siri. Who leads the league in passing yards?
Get your Championship Sunday started at 9 a.m. Eastern with a special 6-hour NFL Game Day morning. Joe Burrow is 3-0 against Patrick Mahomes. Kurt Warner breaks down how the presumptive MVP can break through against Burrow.
Purdy time, gonna throw back right. What a catch by George Kittle.
Brock Purdy's improbable storybook season continues this week in Philly. Will the clock finally strike midnight on San Francisco's Cinderella? If Purdy's going to get to the Super Bowl, he's going to need help from his playmakers, including Deebo Samuel, who sits down with our playmaker. All that and much more Sunday at 9 a.m. Eastern.
Ooh, Deebo and Irv. Can't wait for that. It is going to be a great 6-hour show.
I wish everyone could have seen your faces when you found out it was 6 hours.
Nobody told me that. Maybe give me a little ring ding. I'm kidding. It's going to be so fun. Greg, who is more likely to rush for 50 yards on Sunday, Jalen Hurts or Miles Sanders? Fun.
I think this is easy, though. I think it's Miles Sanders just because he's more likely to have a 70-yard run. I'm not going to overreact to what I saw last week because it was against the Giants, but Sanders is a great runner. And I don't know if Hurts was quite as explosive and aggressive when he was running the ball. He got the job done. I don't think they're going to want to run him like crazy. And this is almost putting dirt on Miles Sanders' name. I'm not going to disrespect him.
Okay, I like that. That's fair. Cynthia, which quarterback throws for over 280 yards? Burrow or Mahomes or both?
Both. Answer is C. Both throw for at least 280 passing yards. I think that Burrow has more passing yards than Mahomes, if you're going to look at it like that. However, I think both of them eclipse the 281-yard mark.
Okay, speaking of those two, Patrick, will they both throw for a touchdown in each half, or are you just depressing and you're just going to make us not excited about this?
No, I'm not going to make people sad, and neither are Patrick Mahomes and Joe Burrow, even with the injury. I think they're both going to get touchdowns in each half. Yes. Why would you pick between them? They're both good. Hooray.
Choose one. Hooray. Greg, out of all four teams, who's the player most likely to score multiple touchdowns?
Okay.
Fun one.
This is a tough one. I went back and forth. I'm going Jalen Hurts on the ground because he is the best short yardage runner in the league right now. They're one of the best short yardage teams in NFL history. Like, when Cam Newton walked, like Jalen Hurts in this Eagles sword. I'd love to see Cam Newton in this offense. By that, I mean, like, when they're in short yardage, you cannot stop this man. Just like the greatest short yardage option of all time, Cam Newton.
Cynthia, George Kittle had 25 receiving yards in both halves last week. Will he do it again against the Eagles?
He will. I'm looking at this Eagles defense and when they play zone and where they play zone, and then I look and I map it up to George Kittle and when he likes to be the target, so those two things go really well together.
I love that George Kittle started communicating with the Sky Cam in some of these games. I don't know if you guys have seen these slow-mos of what are you going to do? I'm great at football. Patrick, which Eagles receiver is more likely to catch 5 balls, Devontae or A.J. Brown?
Well, I think they're both going to go over 5. I've got a higher ceiling for Devontae Smith, but I think the way that the game script goes, no matter what, A.J. Brown is going to get you 5 catches in this game. Eagles run away with it, A.J.'s get 5. If the Eagles are trailing late, A.J.'s going to get 5. I feel more confident that A.J. Brown is going to have 5 catches. I do think Devontae's going to have a great game, but if you want 5, A.J.'s going to get you 5 on Sunday.
There you go. That's that.
Hurts screens it out on the far side to Devontae Smith. Across the 5, into the end zone. Touchdown, Devontae Smith.
Here's Purdy going to play action throw, and it is caught by George Kittle. A big gain into Dallas territory.
Kittle split them both perfectly, a dime from Purdy.
Hurts is back. He's going to go with the draw. He's going to run. He's going to score. Jalen Hurts. The dash up the middle, and he took it left.
And he knows that this is a quarterback run all the way.
Roll left for Purdy. Carson's bearing down, throws, caught on the overroute by Jawan Jennings. He's got the first down.
Purdy dropped an absolute dime to Jennings.
All right, it is time to talk who is punching their ticket, presented by Ticketmaster. We've waited long enough, okay? Cynthia, let's pick the last game. The Eagles are 2.5-point favorites at home. Who is going to Arizona?
I love our friend Colleen Wolfe, but I think she's going to see her team lose.
In person? How could you do that to her?
25-23. I have the Niners taking this one. When I look at kind of these small edges of where one team is better than the other team, it really comes down to who can pick up the blitz and keep Jalen Hurts questioning what's going on. And when I'm looking at his running backs, one area of concern, they don't help him out in that way. This is something Kyle Shanahan may have some familiarity with on the other side of it. So he's not going to let that happen with his guys. I'm watching this game and I'm thinking, where is a weakness that we haven't really talked about yet? It's right there. He needs a little bit more help in pass pro from those running backs.
You want to be cruel to our Philly friends. I have been a friend of the Philly fan all season. I've been on a journey. I picked them to make the Super Bowl before the season. People thought that was crazy. I picked Jalen Hurts to make the Pro Bowl team. He did it. He's starting. I'm picking them to win this game 24-20 because of those receivers on the outside. Again, I keep coming back to it. It's a receiver league, and that's where I think the mismatch is against the 49ers, whether it's Lenore or even Charvarius Ward. They don't have to be open, Devonta Smith and A.J. Brown, to make big-time catches. But Devonta Smith will be open, by the way, in this game. And I think Hurts developed so much more as a passer in terms of his deep ball from the pocket than people realize. He's so much better. You got the better quarterback. You got the better wide receivers. Eagles win, and you had me on board all along.
We're tied right now. This is for our whole season because we're exactly opposite.
No, we do not. We have
spicy.
What happened to the whole regular season?
I don't remember.
We're not paying attention to it,
That's
Greg.
clinched.
We're not paying
Because you
attention.
celebrated too much. Too many victory laps.
Yeah, and that's on you. Patrick.
There's a lot riding on their decision.
Yes, our friendship.
Rachel, I guess we're not even here. Like it doesn't matter.
We can still claim this.
Well, no, he's just been mean to me, and you guys haven't.
Yeah, that's
Got
true.
it.
That's true. I'm going to take the Eagles. I'm taking the Eagles.
Fine, you're not my friend either. If you want to get on that.
That hurts. It actually hurts, but also it hurts to have a lot of pressure on your quarterback. Last week, Brock Purdy played against the top 2 pressure defense. Now he's playing against another top 2 pressure defense. And there's so much speed on the edge, and Brock loves to do that thing where he takes 2 steps back, turns around, and then finds somebody down the field. It's harder to do.
It's called the Zach Wilson.
If it was Zach Wilson, he would not be playing. It wouldn't be playing well either. But it's so much different to make those passes outside, make plays on the run. When you have guys that have speed on the edge, I think Josh Sweat, Hassan Reddick are the difference in this game, and the Eagles' offense is the Eagles' offense.
Well, it's girls against boys. I got the 49ers 27-24. Not going over that total too much. Listen, Jalen Hurts has never started a regular season or a playoff game against a team that is ranked number 1 in scoring or total defense. 49ers, they got all of that. They got both of those things. Even Jason Kelce is like, there is no weakness to exploit. There is no weakness on the defensive side of the 49ers to exploit. Could you imagine going into this game and being like, I don't know how we're going to do this? That's essentially what Jason Kelce was saying this week, okay? 49ers, there you go. We are split down the middle. So Cynthia and I both riding with the Niners, and if they're able to handle business like you think, Cynthia, it could mean big things for a couple of their big-name playmakers on offense.
Yeah, I love all 3 of these. One of the things I love is how often the Niners use 21. So that personnel allows them to be a little heavier, give their quarterback a little bit more time to make decisions, which will net in a very good thing. Why? They have the most touchdowns when they're using this personnel. And by the way, the Eagles haven't faced it. Like less than 5% of their snaps, the defense has seen this personnel formation. So that's going to be a problem, and I think it nets in great things for Brock Purdy, especially in the pass game. I think it nets in great things for George Kittle. You only need 4 receptions for that.
Weird.
What? That seems like it is far too low. And then Debo to score a touchdown? Let's go. All 3 of those things seem very likely, especially when you see that formation.
Brock Purdy makes history if he wins this game, right? Being a rookie, starting quarterback, going into the Super Bowl. That's crazy. Okay, coming up, write this down. Something we are feeling very strong about.
Get that grass ready.
A big toaster.
Mine has to do with points. All right, it is time for Write This Down, my favorite part of the show. We are writing down things that we are feeling very passionate about. And I am feeling so passionate that this Bengals and Chiefs game is just going to be points galore. This is what I have recorded. Joe Burrow and Patrick Mahomes combined, working together, will get over 500 passing yards and 4+ passing touchdowns. Let's go.
That is a lot of
Come
fun.
on.
You know what else is fun?
What's that?
Going for it on 4th down. Punting's not that fun. The Eagles are the team that are going to go for it on 4th down. They've done it all season long, getting extra downs for their great offense. But Kyle Shanahan kind of wimps out in those situations. A lot of field goals on 4th and 2, 4th and 3. I think he makes a decision that haunts him while Nick Sirianni is older.
I love that.
Ooh, the Eagles are really good on 4th down decisions. But I got one from the Bengals. 2, actually. The Bengals to score more than 23.5 total points. And Samaje Perine, he's going to receive at least 17 yards. At least 16.5 receiving yards against the Chiefs. I told you that pressure's going to be coming. You know what happens when you have a little bit of pressure. You can throw that shorter pass to Samaje Perine.
Love all Perine overs.
All of them. All of it. Well, Cynthia likes Bengals points. We all like Bengals points.
Of course we do.
I was like, what can I pick from the Bengals game? Jamar Chase, it was a lot of yards. 85, I don't know. T. Higgins, they only give 56. Give me the over. T. Higgins had 10 catches against this team in the playoffs last year. Give me T. Higgins.
T. Higgins getting a lot of love from you on this show today.
He is.
Okay, I love it. All right, guys, that is our show. We've got championship weekend coming up. 6 hours of glorious television with me and Cynthia Sunday morning on NFL Network, and then we are going to be back for the Super Bowl, which feels crazy to say.
That's
We're
wild.
there. That we are that close. Enjoy the football. We will see you very soon. Ciao for now.